What is up, guys? Zan from Forward Progress Madden, and in this video we are going to be doing our yearly formation mini scheme. Normally once a year I break down a formation in one video, so just a heads up, this video is going to be longer than most videos. We're going to record it with all of the blunders in it just to give you a look at what you don't want to do and also show you what you do want to do when you run this formation. And the formation we're going to run is the Gun Trey Y-Flex. Now, we've also broken down the single back ace pair tight twins, which is in the Tennessee Titans playbook. This is the Tennessee Titans playbook, so we're going to be breaking down this formation in its entirety here. So what we are going to do is we are going to start out by talking personnel. What I like to do is I like to put my fastest receiver as the inside receiver in the trips. I like to put my most solid receiver as the middle receiver in the trips. And then I like to have a catch and traffic guy on the outside or a big body guy. If you were to run a screen pass, obviously you would do some sort of flip package to get your speed guy on the outside to catch the screen. Now, let's go ahead and talk about plays and when they are useful. And we're going to start out with fade smash. Now, fade smash is useful against cover 2. Cover 2 zone cannot defend fade smash. We talked about this in another video from trips. You want to have your trips receivers to the wide side of the field. Cover 2, sorry if my mic cut out there. Now versus cover 2, you're going to want to put the outside receiver on an out route, which is unbumpable, and you're going to want to block the running back to help pick up pressure. Now, this is pretty much a cover 2 beater, so you're going to know that there's a mid-read zone somewhere on the field. So you're going to want to either place the tight end on an in route, a slant, or a drag. This is going to allow you check down options if they drop and use the route that we want to throw. Now, the beauty about this fade smash is that it is not a fake screen wheel like some of the other concepts that have this exact route combination. So the quarterback is not going to pump fake. You'll have instant control, and you'll be able to throw this ball when you want. If you guys have watched me on my Twitch channel, you've seen that sometimes I get crazy animations trying to throw the ball after the quarterback finishes his pump fake animation. You're not going to have that problem with this play. Make sure you're on the wide side of the field, and regardless of what they run, if you get a good throw, the wide receiver is going to be wide open down the seam. Now, the most important thing is that you have the speed receiver in the middle because he's going to draw the cover 2 zone, and that's going to open up the throw to the outside. Now, notice how Robert Woods catches that. That was a quarters 3 deep. You're not going to see that as often. The point of the out route on the outside is to try to pull the flat zone and give us a wider window to throw to Y. So you can see here Y, we're able to throw that bullet and possession catch it about a 35-yard gain. So this is a nice play to run as a one-play touchdown. If you have a more precise quarterback, which obviously the Bills are not, you can pass lead that towards the sideline and rack catch it. I'll show you what that looks like. Now, obviously not the catch or the animation or the location of the throw that you want. With a good quarterback, you're going to lead him downfield and get a better animation. But for this team, this is pretty much all you're going to expect is about a 35, 40-yard gain. This is going to be useful against all the people that like to run Tampa 2 from pretty much anything. Or maybe they like to run the slant show 2 out of the 2-3-6 big dime formation. The other thing that's nice to note is that if you get a chance, you're going to be able to hit the B receiver down the middle. So typically in some sort of 3-4 package, you are going to have the mid-read zone, which is going to drop with the deepest threat on the trip side, which is Marcus Goodwin. Now, a linebacker is not matching up with a speed demon. So here's what you're going to expect right here. You're just going to throw the ball down the middle, and you can thread those safeties down the middle. We've talked about that in the other video. If you guys want more information on the fade smash, check out the video. Let's go ahead and go on to the next play. So we talked about a cover 2 beater. This is going to be a play that we like to run against basically a variety of looks. This is going to be a play that's going to be very reliable against a lot of different defenses, and we're going to show you against random play. So let's go ahead and put this ball on this hash. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to be trying to look to free up Marcus Goodwin over the middle. Now, as you can see, this play is kind of special as it has the ability to hit crossers to Goodwin and to Clay. They both have unique routes. Something you can do to free up Goodwin is if you know it's a zone call, what I would like to do is I would like to motion over Woods and put him on a streak. And then from there, you could put McCoy on a curl, and that's going to give you a high-low over the middle and also a stretching concept on the right against zone coverages. Now, as you can see here, the unbumpable route to Goodwin, you're able to hit this against man coverage, and he's going to get a little bit of separation due to his speed acceleration, and that's why you want the speed guy there. Now, you're not always going to know whether it's man or zone, so you're always best off using some sort of motion to dissect the coverage. I like to motion this streak over because it gets a boost off the line of scrimmage. And what you're going to see here is you get this flooding action, and you see how B was wide open on the far side of the field against the zone. The pass rush got to us, though. So a setup I like to use is to do drag to Woods, Goodwin on his deep cross, and then you're going to motion Hunter across and snap it right as he gets set, and then watch how he runs off the coverage, and you're able to hit Goodwin. If we get a good throw, you get Goodwin over the middle, flooding the zone. So we'll do this again. Probably could have chose a better quarterback than Tyrod Taylor to run this, but it is what it is. You see how we put Clay on the flat, or you can put him on a streak. It doesn't really matter. You can leave him on his vertical if you really want to. And you're going to get all this flooding action to the right side of the field. Goodwin wide open in the zone, and Tyrod airmails it again. Maybe we need to do this with Brady, but you guys are seeing that the route combination is getting over. So what you can also do is a similar thing right here. You could put Woods on a flat and run this exact same route combination to this side, looking to isolate Charles Clay. And you can see how Clay gets open, and you could just possession catch it. And right there, we actually got a pretty good animation. These two crossers can be used to flood either side zone, which is great. Keep in mind, you have the ability to motion and pick up pressure with the running back if you do not want to leave him on his delay route. So if you know somebody's bringing an intense zone blitz against you, you have the ability, if you'd like, to pick up the pressure and bomb the coverage to either side, because you can use Clay or Goodwin as the over pattern to hit some soft spots in the zone. So again, you're seeing this right here. Man coverage, not there. There's big play potential against this. So that is just a play right there that you can run. Again, this isn't the whole scheme. We'll go ahead and move on to the next play. The next play that we like to run is the level sail. Now, again, this is a play that you can pretty much run against anything. What I love about this is that you have unbumpable in patterns. These are going to be great for flooding the middle of the field. So notice how all the zones are paying attention to Goodwin over the middle. You can hit the backside in. You can use both those ends over the middle to pull down the hook zones and hit the deep end if it's an option for you to Robert Woods. You also have the quick pass out of the flat to the running back. Now, against the computer, they're going to do a little bit job calling plays to defend this, but against most opponents that like to blitz one side or the other, they're going to have trouble covering this. And that's because you have that ability, if you are dedicated to this route combination, to hit that running back as soon as possible out of the backfield. Now, obviously, we don't really care about running this against goal line, so disregard that. But if you see some sort of man blitz, you just know that you have the ability to throw that ball to the running back, because linebackers aren't going to match up there with LaShawn McCoy. You also have the ability to hit the tight end on the corner route if they leave it open. You've got that high-low on the right side, and if they give you that hole in the zone, you're going to take it as much as possible. If they're playing some sort of cloud flat like you see right there, it's a free 7 yards every single time. So don't be afraid to take that. Now, again, that tight end on the corner route, you're going to want to pass lead that down into the outside if you can. If you want to make sure against man coverage to get Clay open, you can motion Goodwin over on a fade, snap it, and then you have the ability to throw that pass. It's going to give you a little bit of a man switch, give you a linebacker or somebody to the inside that's going to have to defend that corner route, which is a big difference compared to the number one corner. So I will oftentimes motion this over, wait for him to set, snap the ball, get the boost. And against cover 2, you have the ability to throw that ball in the cover 2 window, as you saw right there. So really this boils down to just getting reps with this. You're going to get used to these route combinations. They're going to become second nature to you. You're going to know immediately, see how the man switch right there, put the inside linebacker on the far side of the field on McCoy. You're going to know exactly what to look for when you're running levels sail. So try to run that setup, mix in that motion with the Titans cross play, and it's going to become a headache for your opponent to defend. Make sure that you use the Titans cross to attack the deep left and deep right side of the field. Now, of course, we also have the ability to run the PA wide receiver screen. So what I recommend is putting in your speed receiver at that solo receiver spot. Now, this is typically only going to work against zones. Make sure that they get the blocking. Putting tight ends out there might be a sneaky option too. You can mix in the run game with this. If they're blitzing, you always have the option. The problem is that cloud flats will oftentimes cover this. So if you're facing somebody who's running cover two, a lot of cover two, you're going to struggle to get stops against it, or get that screen game working against Tampa 2 for some reason. But if you're facing somebody like this, just be patient on the outside and use your blocking accordingly. You could follow your blockers and pick up good yardage. What I would recommend if you really want to get this screen game going is putting tight ends in these two positions and running the inside zone along with the screen. Keep your speed demon on the outside, and then you can motion this guy over and create your flooding to the right side from level sail. That's a way to run this. There's honestly a lot of ways that you can run this whole offense. Be patient. Make sure that they engage. Never throw with a guy just standing there in the flat. Either throw the ball out of bounds or take the Peyton Manning sack just like that by holding left trigger and tapping X. So notice here how I wait for him to get engaged. I throw the bullet pass, and then we pick up about 6 yards. So I don't need to really show you how to run a screen. You guys know at this point. Now, we're going to talk about the run game. You guys all know how to run inside zone. I'm not going to show you how to run inside zone, but I am going to take a minute to show you the counter. If they don't have a counter from this formation, but they do have one in their trips tight end. So let's go ahead and show you this real quick. This is something that you can audible into. Your opponent will never know. This is something you could sneak on them every once in a while. If your opponent is not base aligned, they're going to have both their corners on that side of the field. If they are base aligned, you may need to motion over to get numbers. Let him motion all the way out. Counters this year have a super boost after the handoff. A lot of players are sleeping on shotgun counters this year. And that's why I'm not doing an actual tip video on them. I just want to show you. Notice how if you don't hold turbo, watch the little boost that LaShawn McCoy gets. How he gets acceleration on his first step. It's almost it's like a pre-programmed acceleration that the running back gets out of the handoff, which is great because that can allow you to get to the outside if you get the time to get the handoff. The issue is that counters this year were a little bit nerfed after the first tuning update. So you're going to need to really set up this counter by mixing in the pass game with the motion to that side. If you're using the motion, people will just assume, hey, he's running level sail, he's running the crossers play. And if you get time, see here how we're getting drugged down behind by Jamie Collins. If you get the time, you'll be able to make that work, especially if you're hitting inside zones off of that left side. Your opponent should be playing most of his defense to that left side. And then when you see something like this, you can get outside, and then you got one man to beat, and you can pick up a big yardage with the counter. Obviously, the counter is not going to be a base play for you. It's a situational call, but I feel that it does flow well with this Trey Y-Flex offense. So I know this was a pretty rudimentary look at this formation and this playbook in general, but I hope for some of you guys who might be struggling on offense, this is a safety blitz. Never call that, or at least stay up the middle with it if you see this double safety blitz. But I hope for those of you who are struggling on offense that this video may give you some ideas on how you'd want to run a trips offense. To some people, it's second nature, but to some people, it's hard to move the ball in this game, and I hope this video is helpful. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll be back tomorrow with another Madden tip. Until tomorrow, this is Zan, get in the lab, and good luck.